Hey guys, welcome to Stacking Stories. My name is Ryan and I am an adult fan of Lego, and I started this channel a few months ago as a way to do some photography with Lego. I am an indie filmmaker and photographer, and I have recently delved back into Lego after my own dark ages of nearly 20 years. I think 17 years was the exact number, with the exception of 1 year in the middle that maybe I'll talk about sometime. So as I am working through a big project where I'm trying to recreate every single chapter of Harry Potter out of Legos, it's a huge endeavor. It'll probably take me a decade to do it. As we all know, not every single chapter in Harry Potter has sets. Like, you're not going to see like the little island cottage from the Sorcerer's Stone or the zoo that Harry goes to with Dudley in the first chapter. There's a bunch of stuff that we're probably never going to see in Lego form. So my kind of task through that is to recreate some of the things that you'll never see in Lego Harry Potter sets myself, and also expand what already exists, to see the big vistas outside of Hogwarts or the classroom corridors. Like, I need to do my own expansions. So I've been taking apart a lot of my old sets. I've recently found them in bins, and just kind of sorting them out to see what kind of pieces I have and figure out what to work with. But I found this box of sets that, like vehicles and such, that I never really took apart. Some of them aren't entirely all in one piece, but they're sets that are like, I guess you could consider vintage nowadays. I grew up in the 90s, so most of my Lego sets came from the mid to late 90s into a little bit of the early 2000s. So I figured I'd just kind of go through this little time capsule of old Lego sets and figure out what I have and maybe ask what I might do with them. I do have little kids, and I don't think they'd like me to take all these apart if they knew I had them, because they like Legos too. So I might not take these apart. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, I figure I'll just take a few minutes and see what's in here. These goodies from the 90s and early 2000s. Okay, I don't know the name of this set. This was from, I think it was a 1998 line called Insectoids. So they were like little bug aliens, and they had these little orbs that are on the top here. And I guess they harvested those orbs. So I never really had many of I didn't have any of the big sets, but I had a couple of them. These things are so filled with dust, it's kind of disgusting. So obviously there's pieces missing from it. They're somewhere. This little gem right here is from, kind of broken, but it's Robo Raiders, I think it was. This was a 1997, I believe, set. And they were Robo Raiders, I'm not really sure. I know they were supposed to be little discs you put inside his the little stomach area, and they were supposed to kind of do things. You're supposed to pretend they did things. This is the only set I had from it, but this was one of the first sets I got. I think it's the only one I had. So yeah, that's an interesting one. Okay, this one is mostly put together. This is it's actually a Lego Star Wars set from 2002, and this is Anakin Skywalker's speeder from Coruscant. So this came from 2002. It was from one of the early Star Wars lines, and yeah, I mean, it was a little bit more well built compared to some of the other sets that came out around the early Star Wars days. I remember I had the very first Millennium Falcon that came out, and I loved that thing. I thought it was super cool, but that thing could not stay together to save its life. I mean, in this thing, I played with it a lot. I did stop motion animations with it, and I've never taken this one apart. And it's still in the box, almost solid. Just there's one little piece missing from the top there, so where the light is. So that's an interesting one. This was an Aqua Raiders set. This was actually the second set I think I ever bought with my own kind of spending money. This was a 1997 set. It was kind of underwater, Scavengers are supposed to be the villains. They were the anti-Aquanauts from the 96 or 97 sets. He's missing a little drill, but their kind of whole shtick was they drilled for crystals underwater. I think this is called Crystal Scavenger, maybe? Remember, there's a little underwater character. I don't know if he's gonna focus. And then in the back, let's see, fits in. And then in the back, there's the little container where the crystal can be kept. So yeah, this one, I do remember taking this apart as a kid and putting it back together. It's, you know, obviously missing a few pieces here and there, but it's, yeah, this was like one of the first sets I saw. I'm like, I'm gonna save for that, and I'm gonna get that. It was probably like a, I don't know, $15 set back in the mid 90s. Oh, here's the front to that bug set. I think this, okay, hang on, I'll figure this out. I think this went to like, yeah, so the bug eyes go on top. And there was this little magnet, and I think you could like actually pick up this little orb thing with a magnet, maybe? Yeah, there we go. So I think that was its like little thing. The little orbs were magnetic, and they could scavenge for them and pick them up. So yeah, it's all coming back now. Okay, this right here, this one and this one together. So I'll wait for it to focus. These were part of one set called Deep Reef Refuge. It was from the 1997 diver sets. So here you have the boat, and then you have a scuba, like underwater submarine, and there's also a like underwater lab that it's not in this box. But this was, I think, the third Lego set I ever bought. Remember, it took me 6 months to save for this set. And yeah, I just remember like, you know, asking my parents, like, are there any extra jobs I could do, chores I could do to, you know, get so I could save for this set. Like, I think I literally remember saving 6 months. And I remember the day I finally had it, I think it was $48, and that's exactly how much it cost. And I remember I had $48, and I ran upstairs and like, can we go to Walmart so I can get the set? And we did. My parents were gracious enough. It was a Saturday night to take me to Walmart, and I bought the set. And I remember I came home and I put this piece together first, and then I think I did the rest in the morning after that. So yeah, this is a fun, I love this set. There's like a little underwater lab inside, a little computer, a little guy in there. Okay, here's a cool one. This one was a few years into my Lego obsession, and this is from the 1998 adventure sets. This is one of my all-time favorite lines of Legos. It's, you know, explorers who are trying to save ancient artifacts from villains who are trying to get ancient artifacts for their own purposes. And this little set is, I think, one of the smaller ones that they built. There's a spear on a chain, and when you pull it, it opens. And then, you know, there's nothing in it right now, but I think there's like a mummy in there or something. And yeah, I remember as a kid thinking like, that's just such a cool mechanism that, you know, you have this thing that can open. And then the top is like a little treasure chest, which is really cool. So yeah, I love adventures. It's cool because they've added adventurer Easter eggs into the Lego Haunted House that came out at the end of 2020. I don't have that one. I would love to get it. This is a fun one. This is the only Lego boat I ever owned, and it does float. It is a, come on, sorry guys, sorry about the focusing. This one is a little like fire and rescue boat, like minimal pieces. I remember the whole thing just kind of comes off. Yeah, so this part actually floats. It's like a custom weird Lego piece, and then you build this part and it like fits right on it. So it's, you know, pretty cool. Yeah, I remember like looking through Lego catalogs, always wanting all the boats, but you know, especially as a kid, you can't afford all of them. And I can't remember when I got this. I want to say it was like 98 or 99, late 98, I think. So it must have been like a 96, 97, or 98 set. Yeah, I'm sure I floated it at some point. Speaking of boats, here is a boat that did not float, and it was part of the 1998 rescue boats. I think this is 98 anyway. Yeah, this one is not in very good condition. It is, well, outside of being extremely dusty, it is missing a bunch of pieces. I do know that there used to be like a little car that goes here, and then these parts could open and the car could like drive out. I guess it was like one of those cars that could go in the water too, so yeah, I have no idea what set this is from. Here is like proof that I got some Lego Dinosaurs from the Adventurer line back in the day. I think I had one set. I think this is from 2000, so I remember I was so happy to have a T-Rex. I don't even know if they still make this piece in any set anymore. I'm pretty sure that these arms came from Lego Dragons, which I never had a dragon, I don't think. But yeah, Lego Adventures, I think, had 4 years. They had 98, I know, was Desert. 99 was, I think, oh, what was it? It's like the Amazon. And then 2000 was like Dino Island, and then I think in 2003 they had like the Orient. I really was only ever into the desert ones. I didn't have any of the okay, I had one Amazon one, had a blimp, and never had any Orient ones. And I think I had one Dino Island set, and I remember getting it because I wanted the T-Rex. Ah, this one's a gem, and I wish I had more of this put together. This was another rescue set from '98. '98 was like one of my like highlight years of Lego. I feel like there were so many cool sets, and I had a few of them. But this was like a big helicopter set, and like it extended like out to like here, and had this like massive like helicopter like rotors up here, and of course it's not in great shape anymore. But I just loved it because it is a two-person helicopter. You know, you have a pilot and I guess someone like a co-pilot, someone who runs the controls. And I just thought that was like the coolest thing, that you could have like two people flying it. You have this little section in the middle here where like someone else could be. Oops, it is literally falling apart as I'm talking. Someone else could be like helping people get saved, and there's this like a little winch that comes out, and snap this. It's like 20 years old, but a little hook that comes down, and yeah, it was a really cool set, and I'm glad that it's still in at least partial condition. I need to figure out what the rest of this is. It'd be fun to put this whole set back together. Oh, here is the other half-ish to this set, to the Anakin's like little Coruscant speedster. This is Zam Wesell's ship, and I think if I remember correctly, let's see, this somehow fits in here. There should be another piece. Should be. I don't know where it is. Anyway, there's supposed to be like two wings, and they hook together like so. And the idea is you can like pull out these levers in the back, and these like wing pieces will fall off to simulate when she crashes the ship at the end of the chase. So Zam Wesell's not in here, but yeah, I guess this didn't stay together as well as the other ship, partially because it was supposed to be taken apart, I guess. Okay, here's a good one. I think it's gonna be my last one before I cut this video short. I think I'm gonna make 2 or 3 videos out of this because it's obviously taking a lot longer than I thought. This was one of my favorite rescue cars of all time, and of course I had a lot of cars, and it was kind of for maybe not a dumb reason, but I just love the way it opened. Like the way it opened was super cool. You could open the hatch, and the hatch could open some more, and then you could put in like a stretcher. I don't have the stretcher in here, I don't think. And yeah, it was like a little glorified like ambulance. This set also has a huge nostalgic memories for me, because I remember when I got it in 1998 for Christmas. My aunt gave it to me, and of course I'm putting it together, and right away, and I see this little pamphlet inside it. And Lego back in the day used to have like little pamphlets that came with their sets that were kind of like little tiny catalogs, and kind of show up kids like what was coming out or was about. And they had a picture of like the Lego Maniac from like the old 90s Lego Mania magazine in an X-Wing, a Lego Star Wars X-Wing, and I freaked out because I didn't follow Lego news at that point. I didn't know how you could follow Lego news. Most people didn't even have the internet back then. And certainly there weren't quite Lego news sites like there are nowadays when YouTube wasn't a thing. There was no good way to get consistent Lego news. So when I saw that and realized that, oh my goodness, Lego and Star Wars, my 2 favorite things, were gonna be mashed together in 1999, I completely lost it. I remember going insane, like telling all my family, like, look at what Lego's doing, it's gonna be Lego Star Wars next year. And I was just over the moon. I was so happy. And at that point, I had no idea that Star Wars Episode 1 was even in production, almost finished. So little did I know that that was gonna be my new obsession in the coming years, was like Lego Star Wars. So all thanks to this set, because the little pamphlet that came with it. So I think I'll cut this video short today. Yeah, it's just a little flashback down memory lane for my Legos. These are so dusty. I feel like my allergy's starting to kick up just because it's so dusty. So I'm gonna clean what I have, and I'll be back at some point soon for, I guess, part 2 of this video, because I do want to clear out the rest of this box and see what's here. There's just a lot of pieces of things that I couldn't even place it into a set, but there's enough here that I think is enough for another video. So let me know in the comments below what sets you guys have recovered from your time growing up with Lego, if that's something that you did. If you didn't, what are some sets that you kind of look back on or say, this was the set that got me into Lego? I'm super interested to know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.